Hey guys, I'm Danger Gen Vex and welcome to another episode of Would You Rather. We're going to just keep things nice and short for this episode, but I think we have some interesting questions lined up. We're still in mobile mode, as you can see, but I think we can make it work. So our very first question is, if you were an evil mastermind, would you rather have your lair be underwater or have your lair be on the side of a cliff? I think this one is pretty easy to answer for me personally. While it might sound awesome to have your lair underwater, I would still have to go underwater to be in my lair. My emergency escape would have to be via an underwater route or passage. The thing is, it would be underwater, and you should know by now, I don't deal all that well with underwater at all. So faced with the prospect of being underwater or on the side of a cliff, I'd probably have to go with cliff. The thing is, I also have a fear of heights, and being on the side of a cliff is very unstable, to boot. However, I figure, I can have some, passageways through the cliff. Maybe I can even carve the entire thing out of a cliff instead of trying to build something attached to the cliff. So I think having my lair carved into the side of a cliff would be really, really cool, and it would probably be sturdy enough. Not all that sturdy, I mean it can still crumble and fall parts of it into the ocean, I guess. But I would still rather take the chance on the side of a cliff than have my lair be underwater. And unfortunately, only 38% of people agree with me. And I'm not surprised. A lot of people would probably want to go with underwater. Since they don't have a fear of being underwater, it is the cooler option, I guess. But I like the idea of having it carved, in the cliff. Would you rather master every programming language or master every spoken language? I guess it would be cool to master every programming language ever. I mean, you could be either, you could become a designer, a game designer, or a web designer of note, or, and getting a job would be a breeze. You could probably work for yourself, never mind get a job. But there's and hacking. You could make a fortune of hacking, either black hat or white hat, I guess. Hack to help people become more secure, or hack to, steal. On the opposite side, you have master every spoken language. Now, it's probably not as cool nor as profitable. And like last time, I might not be able to answer these in the same way that I did the day that I took the screen caps. However, I think for this one, I would like to master every spoken language. While it would be seriously awesome to master every programming language ever, to master every spoken language for somebody like me who would like the opportunity to travel the world, it's a definite boon to be able to speak to everyone. And I'm going to assume they mean every spoken language ever, which means all the old languages that were at one point spoken, I would get to speak them as well. And I could make a lot of skill, If it's about money, I can probably make quite a bit of coin translating those old languages for modern archaeologists and historians. But just for the sake of traveling and being able to communicate, effortlessly with people from across the globe, I would definitely go with master every spoken language as opposed to master every programming language. And I'm right, oddly enough. Well, not right Oddly enough, I'm right that I chose the same one this time than I did last time, but it's also interesting that 78% of people agreed with me in that they would rather master every spoken language. I honestly thought that mastering every programming language would be more popular. Would you rather play Slender or would you rather play Amnesia? I have played Slender. And if you play during the day and you mute the volume and you play really, you play awesome music instead of listening to the Slender audio, it's not all that bad. It's, you walk around, pick up pages, occasionally something flashes before your face and then you have to start over. It's not that bad, Amnesia I've never played, but I've seen a little bit of it, and I've also heard that it is scary as all balls, perhaps even more so than Slender. So in this case, I'm pretty confident in saying that I would rather play Slender than play Amnesia. Yeah, I'm pretty confident with that one. And 60% of people agree with me. The other 40% are probably people who have some serious friggin' balls on them. I don't know. I don't think I would go that far. Yeah, no. I don't think Amnesia is my thing. Would you rather be one of King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table or be one of Robin Hood's merry men? This is a bit more difficult for me than you'd expect. I mean, Robin Hood is cool, King Arthur is really cool. Knights, do I want to be a merry man or merry woman to rob from the rich and give to the poor? Give to the poor? Or do I want to be one of Sir Arthur's knights and live in a time of magic and Merlin and battles and but on the flip side, if I'm one of the merry men, it would be like guerrilla style fighting, fighting with attrition and killing the sheriff's men or disarming the sheriff's men or just making a mockery of the sheriff in general. Because he's an arse, let's face it. And so was King John. Tough one. I love both of these mythologies. I love the movies. I love the series. I love them all. I really do. These are two of my favorite, mythological legends. I guess. I love them both. I really do. But I don't know. I think I would rather go with being one of King Arthur's knights. I mean, I guess it would be pretty awesome to be a female knight, but I would also be... I'm not putting down Robin Hood or his merry men. I'm not. But if I had to choose between Robin Hood's merry men and, some of the knights of the Round Table, Gawain and meeting Merlin and... Okay, so maybe I'm not making the decision with my big brain, but I think even if it weren't for the men, I would still go for King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table, okay? It's just cooler and it's magic. I want to meet Merlin. So there, I'm going to go with King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table. And considering that I made this decision on my libido, and I find it hilarious, if we don't if there isn't a better question, I want to go with this one as our question for the week, just because I want to, it's just for fun. I want to have it a nice light-hearted question for this week, and I would be so curious to find out if you guys would make your decision based on mythology, based on method, would you rather be a knight, honorable knight, or, a thief who's a hero to the people, or would you also make the decision based on libido? I mean, besides Robin Hood, even if you look at all the different film versions of Robin Hood, while he is generally extremely good looking and his merry men are acceptable, they're all generally already involved or whatever. The knights, in film as well, they tend to be rather smoking, and in series. So, whatever. I made my decision based on libido based on film and series. So, sue me. Okay, that's my decision. And the legend. I like legend, and you know what? I don't need to explain this any further. I've made my decision. Yes, that is what I picked. And 55% of people agree with me, with 45% of people choosing to side with Robin Hood instead. I'm sorry, Robin of Locksley, but that's just my decision. Would you rather take a picture or have your picture taken? This one for me is very simple. I would rather take a picture than have my picture taken. To be honest, I don't really like to have my picture taken. There was a time when I was very young. My dad will probably attest to this, but there was a time when I was very, very young where I loved to pose for pictures, and I had all these elaborate poses. I think one of those pictures where I was posing with this little straw hat in front of a bush with this little face is still in a picture frame next to my dad's desk. So yes, when I was younger, I loved posing for pictures. Nowadays, I don't know, I hate posing for pictures. I absolutely hate it. I hate having my picture taken. And it's not a superstition or this or that. I don't know why. It's just the moment somebody points a camera, to take a picture. I'm not talking about this. This I'm doing to myself. It's a different story. But the moment somebody points a camera in my direction, I generally want to put a fist into their faces. Sorry, Mum, Dad, I know you love taking pictures, and I usually grin and bear it. But I'm not all too fond of it, to be very honest. So when it comes to taking pictures, even, I like doing that. It's more fun. And there are a lot of times where I feel, if I'm out and about, I feel like, I want to snap this so badly right now. Or I wish I could do a photo shoot on this topic. Or this has happened to me a few times. And I'm pretty sure that if I could get my hands on a proper camera, and if I had the ability to just go out to different places at different times and take pictures, that I would be doing that, and a lot of it. It's fun and I enjoy it, to be honest. So if I had to choose, would I rather take a picture or have your picture taken? It's a very simple decision. Take a picture rather than have my picture taken. And I'm actually not all that surprised that 70% of people agree with me, because I found that it's more and more common these days. Less and less people actually want others to take their picture. That's just in my experience. But I think we're going to leave this episode on this lovely note. And our question for the week stays the same. So would you rather be one of King Arthur's knights, or would you rather be one of Robin Hood's merry men? Please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear what your choice is, and remember to tell me why you chose the way you did. Did you choose based on, fighting with a sword or fighting with a bow and arrow? Did you choose because of libido? You get the idea. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to leave me a like down below. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!